Dear children and valued parents, the tale we are about to begin has been reinterpreted by Fairy Tales TV in a way that preserves the essence of the classic version while removing any dark and disturbing elements.
Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, at the edge of a large forest filled with colorful flowers, in a small and lovely house, there lived a girl named Little Red Riding Hood. She got her name from the red hat she always wore, which was knitted with great love by her mother. Little Red Riding Hood cherished this hat dearly. One day her mother said to her, "Dear daughter, your grandmother is ill. We must take her some fresh soup and soft cake so she can recover quickly. But be careful as you walk through the forest. Go straight to your grandmother's house and talk to no one." Little Red Riding Hood listened to her mother's words, took the basket prepared with love, and set off. The forest was enchanting as usual. Birds chirped and sunlight filtered through the trees. Overwhelmed by the beauty of the forest, Little Red Riding Hood tried her best to stay focused on the path to avoid getting lost. Along the way, she met a rabbit. "Hello, Little Red Riding Hood. Where are you off to?" asked the rabbit. Little Red Riding Hood smiled and replied, "Hello, dear rabbit. I'm visiting my grandmother. She is a bit ill, so I am bringing her some soup and cake my mother made." "You are very thoughtful. Shall I show you the beauty of the forest? But remember, let's not lose our way," said the rabbit. Little Red Riding Hood hesitated for a moment, but was intrigued by the idea of exploring unseen beauty of the forest under the rabbit's guidance. Together, they walked through colorful flowers, watched a bubbling brook, and listened to the cheerful melodies of the forest. However, Little Red Riding Hood did not forget her mother's warnings and returned to the path leading to her grandmother's house. When they finally reached her grandmother's house, Little Red Riding Hood knocked on the door. She was invited in by her grandmother's voice. "Who is it?" "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood. I've brought you some soup and cake from my mother," she said joyfully. Her grandmother opened the door and greeted Little Red Riding Hood with a warm embrace. They sat at the table and enjoyed the delicious soup and cake prepared by her mother. Her grandmother asked Little Red Riding Hood to share her adventures in the forest. Little Red Riding Hood spoke of her friendship with the rabbit and the beauty they discovered in the forest. Her grandmother smiled with happiness as she listened. After the meal, Little Red Riding Hood told her grandmother a fairy tale and made her laugh. Her grandmother said she felt much better thanks to Little Red Riding Hood's visit. Before leaving, Little Red Riding Hood promised to tell more tales on her next visit. As the sun set, Little Red Riding Hood made her way back home through the forest. She told her mother that her grandmother was feeling much better and was looking forward to her next visit. Her mother hugged her, saying, "I am so lucky to have a thoughtful and brave daughter like you." And so, Little Red Riding Hood's adventure in the forest ended with a story of love, family bonds, and courage. Every night before bed, Little Red Riding Hood would dream of her next adventures and eagerly await her next visit to her grandmother's side.